This segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And we're always glad to welcome in for updates over in Assumption. Lonnie Cavalier, thank you for joining us today. Commander, we appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Keith. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And so listen, whenever we have someone who's so prominent in our area, certainly somebody you know who passes away, we always like to give you guys an opportunity to kind of give a little credibility. You know new Sheriff Jerry Larpenter quite well, I'm to understand.
Yes, I knew Sheriff Larpenter very well throughout my 45-year career here at the Sheriff's Office and at the local DA's office. I had a great working relationship, not a better law enforcement guy in the area. Very, very dedicated to his constituents. We go back to when he was actually working in the administration of Sheriff Charlton Roseanne's years ago.
Wow.
Great guy, great for his constituents, did a lot for Terrebonne Parish and for law enforcement in itself.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And so speaking of everybody doing so well with law enforcement, we appreciate what y'all do. Let's get to some of these arrests, if that's okay. First one is Craig Scott.
Okay, Craig Scott, 43 of 121 Jacob Street, Napoleonville, Louisiana, was arrested on multiple felony charges arising from a traffic stop on LM1 in Bertrandville on Monday. A uniformed patrol deputy assigned to the ICE detail observed a vehicle on LM1 committed traffic violation and executed a stop of that vehicle. The deputy made contact with the driver, now identified as Craig P. Scott, Jr., and attempted to engage the driver in an officer violator interview. At some point, Craig P. Scott, Jr. attempted to walk away from the stop. The deputy attempted to detain Craig Scott, at which time a struggle ensued. Excuse me. After a brief period, the deputy was able to arrest Craig Scott, Jr. A K-9 unit was summoned to the location. A K-9 conducted an open-air sniff of the suspect vehicle and alerted positive for the presence of controlled dangerous substances. A search of the suspect vehicle resulted in the seizure of heroin, methamphetamine, and a loaded large caliber firearm. Craig Scott Jr. was transported to and booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of possession of heroin, possession of methamphetamine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, illegal carrying of weapons in the presence of controlled dangerous substances, disarming of a peace officer, resisting an officer by force or violence, resisting an officer, no proof of insurance, failure to drive on the right side of the roadway, and driving under a suspended driver's license. Craig P. Scott Jr. remains incarcerated with bond set at $230,000. Next arrest we have is a Jeremy James DePuma, 41 of 14165, Jefferson Highway, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on felony drug charges following a traffic stop near LA 70 and Shell Beach Road in Pierrepont on Monday. A uniformed patrol deputy observed a vehicle with a licensing violation and initiated a stop of that vehicle. The deputy made contact with the driver, now identified as Jeremy James DePuma. The deputy engaged DePuma in an officer violator interview. During that process, the deputy determined that Jeremy James DePuma was driving under a suspended driver's license and the vehicle he was driving was uninsured. At the conclusion of that interview, the deputy believed that additional investigation was warranted. The deputy requested and was granted consent to search the suspect vehicle. During the ensuing search, the deputy seized methamphetamine, Adderall, and drug paraphernalia. Jeremy James DePuma was arrested and booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, possession of Adderall, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving under a suspended driver's license, switched motor vehicle inspection tag, improper display of a license plate, and no insurance. Jeremy James DePuma remains incarcerated with bond set at $100,000.
All right. And how about the next one?
Joelle Ashley Cunningham, 41 of 3203 Glenmore Avenue, Houma, Louisiana, was arrested on a warrant charging her with failure to appear in court in Assumption Parish on December 18, 2023 on charges of possession of methamphetamine. Joelle Ashley Cunningham was previously arrested in Assumption Parish and as a result of that arrest was ordered to appear in court on December 18, 2023 and failed to do so. As a result, a warrant was issued for the arrest of Joelle Ashley Cunningham on December 20th, 2023. Deputies arrested Joelle Ashley Cunningham in Napoleonville on Monday morning. Cunningham was booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on a warrant charging her with failure to appear in court in Assumption Parish on December 18th, 2023 on account of possession of methamphetamine. Joelle Ashley Cunningham remains incarcerated in the Lafourche Parish Jail.
And then our last one on Mr. Wade Anthony Coleman.
Wade Anthony Coleman, 36, of 789 South Vaughn Street, Bruley, Louisiana, was arrested on a warrant from the Louisiana Department of Corrections, charging him with a probation violation. Wade Anthony Coleman was convicted of the crime of possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute in Assumption Parish on March 6, 2023, and sentenced to 3 years with the Department of Corrections, which was suspended. Wade Anthony Coleman was ordered to serve 3 years of supervised probation and required to abide by special conditions of probation. Wade Anthony Coleman violated the specific conditions of probation, resulting in a warrant being issued for his arrest on October 8, 2024. On June 11, 2025, the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office was notified that Wade Anthony Coleman was in the custody of the West Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. On June 18, 2025, Wade Anthony Coleman was transferred to the custody of the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office. Coleman was booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on a warrant charging him with a probation violation. He was ordered held without bond.
Commander, we appreciate it so very much. Thanks for us being able to credit and give support to Sheriff Jerry Larpenter's family. We appreciate your time as always.
Yes, much sympathy to his family.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs.